Hi, welcome to Talking Trash and Tacos with Jessica and
Sarah, we're about to be famous.
maybe not.
Girls, girl versus pick me girl. Now, I first heard these words on my favorite show, Love Island, and they said something about girls, girl, and pick me girl.
So, do you think Love Island branded this term, girls, girl, and pick me girl, or was that around before Love Island?
That is a good question. We could find out the answer, but I would imagine I've heard girls, girl before. Now we want to know what you are. So first, I guess we should tell them what a girl's girl is. Jessica didn't know.
I mean, I kind of knew when you said a girl's girl what it meant, but I knew that there's more to it than just like being a girl that people like.
So basically, a girl's girl is a girl that's super supportive, loyal, does not like drama. She respects friendships, and she follows the girl code. She's not going to sleep with your husband. They're basically the people who create a space where women feel seen and supported by one another. So I feel I'm a girl's girl, but I feel there's times where some of the things that were coming up in my research, I'm like, ooh, was I ever not a full girl's girl? Did I do that? Like, did I let my friends down? But I did learn that you can change that behavior as well. And we'll talk about that. So girl's girl, that's kind of what they are. And we'll talk about some celebrities who have been known to be girls, girls. And then there's pick me girls. A pick me girl, she doesn't prioritize supporting or uplifting other women. They instead will do things that make them seem like they're always in competition, or they'll judge. Maybe they'll go back to their friend and talk about somebody else's success. Like maybe one of our friends might do it, about our podcast. You never know. So pick me girls are competitive, judgmental. They seek male validation, and they break girls' code. I'm sure everybody knows what girls' code is. And I'll kind of give you a little breakdown. And Jessica, if you have anything to say, because I am going to ask you if you're a pick me girl or a girl's girl. So competitive, basically they view other women as they're competing against them, and they criticize other person's success. Do you know anybody out there?
I feel like everybody's like that.
Yeah, to an extent, but
yeah, there's different variations. Agreed.
Yeah. What about girls that put down other women to men to seek more approval from the man, like male validation?
I like male validation. I don't need it.
Do you put down other women to your husband?
I mean, now that I'm married, I don't even feel like that has to be a thing. But I am very judgmental, and I just say what I think. I remember one time saying to one of Ron's friends, "Oh, yeah, I didn't really like her. She seemed like she thought she was just all that."
You automatically judge immediately, but your judgment's been proved wrong sometimes.
Like a ton, yes, but I still keep wanting to do this.
And sometimes you like somebody and judge them as a good person.
I used to hate Marianne when you used to hang out with her. And then she grew to be one of my best friends.
Basically, pick me girls criticize other women's choices, like appearance, lifestyle, relationships.
Basically, I do that. I just totally do
Everybody's done that. So are you pushing the limits? Are you that pick me girl or the girl's girl?
God, I don't know.
So that leads me to clicks. That's one of the things I've seen in people. They have click.
Yeah, that can be a thing even after high school. Agreed.
When I hang out with this person, I don't want to hang out with this person. It's like you separate your friends. Like, okay, I like this person when nobody else is around, but I'm not going to hang out with them with my other friends, which happens. I've seen that happen.
I feel like that may have happened when I was younger. You have your friends that you prefer to be with, but then if they're not available, you'll go hang out with these people instead. I mean, yeah, but as an adult, I don't know. I'm really good at cutting people out that I
Yeah,
don't.
you've done that to me before.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Well, yeah. And I
Um,
feel like sometimes you just feel other people's feelings so deeply, or you feel a certain way about things. It makes it really hard on your mental state to be with those people. The energy's bad. You got bad juju. You can't keep yourself positive around that.
are who you hang with. That's what they say.
Haha, my dad used to always say that. You are who you hang out with.
So some examples, just to give you an idea, it might help you associate where you belong. A girl's girl is somebody like Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Dolly Parton, and Zendaya. I don't know who
I heard
Zendaya
Zendaya's
is.
kind of mean.
I
I think
I've
she's.
heard her name. I don't know who it is though.
Yeah, she
Um,
was like in some Disney shows, and then she was really big for something not too long ago.
and
I
then
don't know.
Pick Me Girls. I don't really know but one of them. So Camille Grammer, whoever she is, Megan Fox, but they specified only in the 2000 era. She
Yeah,
actually was a girl that transitioned from a Pick Me girl back to a girl. Now I don't know where she's at now. I'm assuming girl, but I don't know. I heard her and her boo
I don't know.
just
Like
broke up.
hippie girls remind me of like Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, like that
Yeah,
of like high maintenance type of person.
yeah,
Uh,
that's true. That
they-
Kardashian, the one, which one? She's dating Travis Barker. She
yeah,
is
she's a girl's girl.
no, she's not. She's a pick me girl.
No,
I think.
I think
You like Courtney?
I like her the best out of all of them. Yeah, and then the
I
other
used
I
to.
think are the pick me girls. The one that was with
I don't know if they're
that
pick me
crazy black
girls.
man,
I
Kanye.
don't know. I guess I don't know if
Kanye
Courtney
one
is.
reminds me of a pick me girl. What's her
Yeah.
name? You don't even know, do you?
Chloe? Who?
The one who
Who?
has like north, west.
Oh, Kim. Yeah,
Kim.
right. Brian's
He
favorite
reminds me
show.
of a pick me girl.
Brian got me hooked on Kardashians in Housewives.
Funny.
I know, right? You'd think it'd be the other way.
I
So
don't.
basically, are you a Taylor Swift or are you a Megan Fox?
Are you asking me now?
No, I'm asking our listeners.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know
And
who he is.
what are you? You already said basically you're a girl's girl with a few pick me traits.
Yeah, I
Because
think
I have a few
great.
pick me traits. We all do.
That's exactly right.
Did you know historically it wasn't always like this? Girls had girl power, but then societal changes and everything, women changed, and then modern day, you've got to look so good, so much plastic surgery out
So
there.
good.
Sometimes I see some
So
of
good.
these people, and they just look like they're not even the same person. Did you see any stars where they got plastic surgery and you're like, they looked better before?
Oh, I don't know. I
A
see a lot
lot.
of stuff on Facebook I think about a lot, and I'm like, wow, look at her lips, or oh, that's tight.
Like, look at eyebrows. Now we're ruined in
Well,
our
like
generation because we,
I don't know what to do. Like people don't like thin eyebrows. I don't like, as Brian said once, caterpillar eyebrows. Oh, like they shouldn't almost touch in the middle completely, and they shouldn't run all the way to the edge of your face.
that's
I
why I
feel like
love hats. I can hide my eyebrows.
I love you in hats. Like you are just cute. Like you just got the cute face. It just works.
I wish I could wear one 7 days a week. Actually, I can. That rocker guy did. What's his
I just
name?
saw you in one earlier, and you're sitting in your bedroom.
I know. I do. Well, I put that on for you because I didn't brush my hair today.
Someone dyed my hair and gave me like a white streak at the front. I look like an idiot. I wish I could wear that.
The types of men who love girls are going to be confident, secure guys, value women who uplift others, and ego-driven, drawn to pick me behavior for an ego boost. Crazy,
These
the
are like
ego-driven
trophy
guys.
wives, which is kind of what I was thinking.
Then red flags to watch out for is men who dismiss women's friendships as drama. You always got that person.
Yes.
Sometimes they're right, though. Sometimes our husbands are right. Like, you need to let that girl go. Get
Like,
her
let
out
it-
of your life.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had a few of those. Not many. Like, none of my close friends.
I remember the
Nobody-
time my husband looked at me and said, Jessica, your mother does not like you. You need to let that shit go. And I was like, Ron, if he says it, then it must be true because he never has an opinion on that stuff. That was tough.
You know,
You got to do that sometimes.
yes. Most definitely. So that leads me to let you know, ladies, if you are not a girl's girl and you want to be a girl's girl, you can change. I checked in with AI and she gave me a whole pages and pages of how you can change and become a better person. Because the pick-me girl doesn't seem like it's the option you want to take.
Right. So if you do want to become more of a girl's girl, the main thing is to practice empathy. Do you know what
Yes.
empathy is? It's understanding someone else's feelings. You feel their feels.
Yeah, it's like the same thing as sympathy, but you're not sadly. You're just
Yeah.
understanding. Yeah.
I love it. And the active listening. So don't prepare what you're going to say next in your head while someone's talking. Actually, like, listen and understand.
For
And also
sure.
compliments, but you have to make sure your compliments are real compliments. I hate it when
Yeah.
people will compliment on something that's not true. It's just a lie. Why even say it? That's just rude.
I mean, I've probably done that before in like the work atmosphere. Like, oh, you look beautiful today. And maybe in one occasion it wasn't.
No, I
complete.
totally try to never do that. Like, I try to be genuine.
See, I'm bad. I did it before.
Like, just
But not to my
recently,
real friends.
one of Elena's friends came over and she was like complimenting me. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. And then I'm looking at her and I'm like, yeah, I can't say anything about you right now. I have no compliments.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jessica, you got to get better at this game.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, girl.
Yeah, I felt
Oh,
really insecure in that moment. So I need to work on that and not because it's my judginess that's causing these problems, making me a pick me girl. But I'm
You're
not.
just very honest. So sometimes you just can't hold it in. You got to tell the truth.
Yeah, so that's
Yep.
hard. So just, I don't know, I say make sure they're genuine compliments and then make sure you're reliable and you respect their trust. If they tell you something in confidence, you don't repeat it.
Right.
I'm not so
Yeah.
good at that either because
No,
I'm not.
everybody's snuck a little sneak here. Like, oh, it's just my best friend. I can tell them what I heard.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, everybody knows, acts awkward because they know something that you don't
Yeah.
know they know, but now you know.
You know that
Mm.
they know that we know that they know.
Right.
Like the Friends episode. Yeah, but I just feel like I'm so open and I just expect everyone else to be too. And I have to remember that not everybody wants it out there. Like Ron's really private. He makes me more private. And that's really hard.
Yeah, because you're very just open book. Like, I'll tell you whatever, I'm going to say whatever I want. Like, I was a little nervous when we were on the show because you just never know. And then we get there and they're like, you can't say the F word. And Jessica's like, what? And we're live.
I was like, can you bleep it out? Like, I don't even know if I can do that. Like, fuck is my fancy word. I love it.
I think he looked nervous.
He did.
After that.
He wanted to kill me a few times. I felt guilty. I was like, oh my God, does he go to church? And he has like morals and values way higher than mine. What are we going to do with this?
I know. I was like, I brought up the mom. Is it because your mom listens? And they're like, no, it's nothing to do with this, mom. I'm like, what? You can't even say the F word? Even though I don't like saying the F word, I need you to be able to say it. You're the rebel here. I need my, what is it? I'm corn, your potato.
Man, I love it. Ego driven guys. Where do you find those? I'm kidding. Those are all the red flags in that weird, are we dating the same guy?
Yeah. Cheaters exposed, dating the same guy.
Ego driven people.
it gets wild in there. And then people ask anonymously about their guy and any red flags. And when they get the red flags, they find ways to justify them.
I
Like,
can't
wait,
figure out how you can be anonymous in there.
you just, when you go to post, you can select anonymous, but ahead people still know who you are. And if they
Oh,
want to, I'm
really?
sure they could put you on blast.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Do you know what's crazy? The other day on there, the post just said Uno reverse. And it said, okay, Black people ask or mention something you want to know white people do often. And they said that they wanted to know where the green bean casserole came from. Like, is it like their macaroni and cheese?
No,
And I'm
it's
like, oh my gosh, why are they asking this on this post? And there was like hundreds of comments on there
that's hilarious.
about what they
Stereotype.
had. One guy said, do you guys only listen to Nas in your car or something like that? It was quite hilarious, actually.
I love him, and I'm such a white girl. All
Reverse,
middle-aged white moms like Lil Nas.
they must, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Yep, I'm
But
right.
asked how we can have babies with our family. And why is your barbecue called a cookout? Because y'all don't use barbecue sauce. And then why do we like raisins in our savory food? Why do we eat raisins? I don't like raisins in my food. That's a fruit. I hate fruit and vegetables.
Do you?
But yeah, and then they said, why do we call our grannies Meemaw? Then they said, why can't we make mac and cheese? Brian makes a killer mac and cheese, but I don't know. These were just hilarious, and everybody was getting along. Nobody was, well, no, one person was upset, but the post said Uno reverse. I guess it was reversed because days ago they had asked white people questions they wanted to ask Black people, which I looked for that one too, and I couldn't find it just because, 260 comments on there.
I do love always hear like other people's opinions.
There's obviously differences between races, but, I was just curious to know what was on there. And
Love it.
and somebody said we don't wash our legs. Why don't we wash our legs with soap? I do wash my legs.
Well, I do because I shave. You got to put soap on that.
Totally off subject. But that leads us to even a crazier topic.
You know what my family makes fun of me about? It
What?
makes fun of me that I don't wash my feet. They say I don't wash my feet because I feel like when you're in the shower,
They automatically get washed.
you wash.
But I wash my feet.
You're disgusting. I was dying. He thinks I'm disgusting.
I wash mine. When I was bigger, I probably didn't. I probably couldn't lift
Well, I'm
my
afraid
feet.
I'm going to fall and break my neck. I mean, you would think I weighed like 400 pounds, but sometimes it feels like I do.
Yeah. Oh, I've almost slipped and died in the shower.
Yeah, that's what I told my husband. I was like, well, when you fall over and break a fucking hip, you're the one with the problem. Keep washing those feet.
Brian had like a foot soaker in the tub sitting, and I start the shower, didn't even look, go to get in there, almost broke myself walking into the shower, and there's this big foot soaker in there. I was so pissed.
I mean, you can always throw a washcloth or a loofah down and like scrub. I mean, but I will honestly like sit down and wash my feet, especially in the summer, several times a day because I don't like dirty feet.
Yes. I love feet, but this leads us to what you wanted to chat about, and which I recommended.
I'm not going to say it because she's afraid she's going to say it wrong.
I mean, I've been saying it wrong this entire time.
We're talking about King of Tupelo, the new Netflix series. And Sarah kept saying King of Tulo, Tulo. And I'm like, I don't know what that is.
I must have chopped it off in my notes.
So now she's been reading that she typed that once this whole time and she thinks it's Tulo.
So Jessica's talking about it, and that's why.
Netflix series Kings of Tupelo released December 2024. And we've all already watched it. We're that ridiculous. dives into a truly bizarre true crime story involving an Elvis impersonator, not just one, but two, and their brothers. And there's also a Wayne Newton impersonator.
Basically, a bunch of crazy Southerners. They're from Mississippi, and they're definitely Southerners. I don't think they're like Virginia where they sleep with their family members. Maybe, I don't know, but this was pretty crazy. Yeah. And I made Jessica watch it. I was like, you have got to watch this.
And she did. And I watched the whole thing in like a day or two. I don't know. And then Ron kept popping in and out and had a million questions because it also involves Barack Obama and
Yes.
rice and lace letters. And I'm not talking about rice and lace. I'm talking about rice and laced letters.
It was in 2013. So you guys might remember it on the news. You didn't know that? This happened when Obama was president. Obviously, it says
Oh
that.
my God, you're right. What was I thinking? 1998.
And you can Google
no.
this and see a bunch of news stories about it where everybody can't help but laugh because it's that crazy. Keep telling us about it, Jessica.
It's definitely bizarre. The main character, Kevin Curtis, also has a brother. I don't know his first name, but his last name is also Curtis. Yep. Kevin Curtis
got obsessed with severed body parts because he worked, remember, as a janitor. He found in the fridge a severed...
He found a head in the fridge.
At the hospital morgue.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that he thinks it's weird that he found a head in the morgue refrigerator.
I started to believe his connections, though, that he was making. Like, everybody was connected. So the Holland guy, what did he own?
The funeral home. And Steve Holland has a mom who is also a judge. Judge Holland. And it was just really screwed up.
Yeah.
So they think the dead people, they're harvesting the parts, selling them on the black market. And then it was just around the time the two guys were arrested in Pennsylvania, and they had some kind of coercion of bodies and selling parts and connections. And so he's like, oh my God, I knew something was going down because these people just got in trouble for it. Oh, how ironic. People on the other side of the country are doing the same things in their area as yours. That's not ironic. It happens all the time. So why is it a conspiracy theory? That makes no sense. But anyway, keep going.
Right. And then he somehow connects with this guy that just randomly shows up. There's more to that story, but we're not going to touch on it. Wayne Newton impersonator, who was also like a taekwondo or whatever you call it.
Okay.
And somehow they became...
What's his last name, Sarah?
I don't know the name information. I just know the story.
You didn't hear the name and automatically say in your head what I said?
No, what was it?
His name is Everett Dutschke.
Dutschke, yeah, I thought about you.
Every time they say it, it sounds like they say Everett Dusky. Everett Dusky.
Yeah.
And Ron goes, oh my God, it's a Dusky? And I was like, no freaking way.
It did sound like that, yes.
But it is not a Dusky, it is a Dutch. So
either way, they hated each other, had this drama, had this rival going on.
Part of Mensa. Nobody knows what Mensa is besides the guy who had the business card.
Yeah, he lied saying he was a Mensa member. And either way, the guy was really smart, but he set up the dumb Elvis impersonator. Sorry to call him dumb, but if you watch the podcast, you'll get it. It's just one of those shows you cannot stop watching, and you gotta laugh at him because he's just out there. I'm still pretty sure he's back into conspiracy theory at the end of that, by the way.
Yeah, like this guy like lost his whole family.
Everything. His trailer, he said the government blew up.
It was just such a mess. They tranquilized Moo Cow.
Oh my God.
So bad about this.
So then randomly the Wayne Newton impersonator, Dutschke, somehow set him up because this guy was upset. He wrote to the government and about this severed body selling on the black market, the organs, and he kept bugging and sending letters to Obama and sending letters everywhere. Well, then the feud guy that owned the karate shop set him up and sent a letter with ricin, which was laced, to President Obama. And they ended up going after the Elvis guy, Kevin, because he's crazy. And he got put in prison for a while for that.
Yeah.
Until they interviewed him and realized he was too dumb to even do something like this. And they asked him about, what did they say, rice?
Yeah, they asked
resin,
for
and
rice.
he said he don't even eat rice.
Don't even like rice. Like,
Oh.
wait, bigger problem. What kind of person does not like rice?
I mean, but if you think about it, he was right about the severed body parts. Do you think there was any truth to it with
No, you know
the
what?
Halloween?
I was like annoyed with that whole thing the second it came up because in a morgue, there's always going to be body parts. I didn't really understand the connection. Also, can I say, it does not mean they're illegally harvesting body parts. Why do you have organs in a fridge? Well, sometimes you need to do extra testing for an investigation to be done and things
Or
like
they donate you to research.
well, that, or even if it's involved in a crime. And sometimes those parts are not even returned before the person is buried. So it's plausible to have like spare body parts laying around. It's not like unheard of.
Do they do brain transplants? Like, what can they use from your head to give to somebody else? Your
Like,
eyes?
An ear. They grew an ear on a mouse once. They were trying to figure out how to grow body.
So can they take our eyes and use them on other people?
I think so, yes. I think I've heard that.
Wow.
It didn't live. Like, there were a few things they tried to interchange out, and I can't remember if it was the heart or the brain, but it didn't quite work. But I can guarantee you someone knows how to do this brain crap out there, because my conspiracy theory is just that we just don't know the progression of this for real.
This show was literally crazy.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, but funny too. I mean, just because you just can't believe two impersonators really had all this happen. More we're not even remembering, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. So, I mean, we should probably be about done with this. I will say this. This was nowhere near as wonderful as Tiger King.
No, Tiger King definitely tops. And
Was
Don't Fuck with Cats was pretty fucked up too.
Yeah. And that one. I like
Don't
that.
Fuck with Cats
So,
was...
there are a lot better documentaries out there. This was kind of a waste of my time. I think this guy just had too much time.
What? Don't say that. I recommended it, but you
Well,
had
that's
to watch
okay.
it. I
Like-
told you it was dumb.
It was so dumb, but interesting.
You didn't have to finish it.
It was okay.
That was the best part, the news blurbs of them.
Well,
like,
I
you
did
could-
catch myself going down his rabbit hole, and it just made me realize how people become manipulated, right?
Yeah. Seriously, like he could have went to jail for, I don't know how long you'd go to jail for poisoning the president, but federal crimes are not good.
No.
Do a crime, pay the time.
What's next on your list? Oh, you know what else I wanted to touch on with that? There
Yes.
are really good documentaries, though, about body part dealers, if you will. So you should look up Dealers of the Dead Inside the Body Parts Business, done by CBS, and also Trafficked with Maria Van Zeller, season 3.
Oh, I've watched her stuff. She's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. So, are you a rat or are you a frog? Have you guys heard of this? It's a playful theory that's circulating around that humans can be split into two categories. Either you're rat-like or you're frog-like.
Who came up with this? Like, who's sitting around saying, well, if we have to put humans into two categories, let's choose a rat and a frog.
I don't know, but I think I'm a frog. So here's how they tell the difference. So a rat-like person has sharp, angular features, pointy noses, high cheekbones, smaller or narrow faces. They have a sleek fox-like look and pointy, the pointy noses. So if you got a pointy nose, you're a rat. Examples?
Examples, because we don't even know who they are.
Yeah, Adrian Brody, which I heard of that name, and Timothy Chalamet or Chalamet. I don't know how to say it.
Chalamet, Chalamet. I bet you it's Chalamet.
I think you're a frog too. So a frog is rounder, soft.
Yeah, fat faces. I think you went from a frog to a rat.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? Because I got a pointy nose?
Because you got a thinner face now.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I'm gaining weight. I want to be a frog. I don't want to be a rat.
Why? I don't think all rats are
frogs are cute. I am a frog.
Foxes are cute. I don't know.
I mean, if I knew the people that are examples, if they were like, if Matt Damon was a rat, I might want to be a rat.
Jamie is a rat, right? Do we have any other friends that are like rat?
I also thought that there was a lizard category.
And I called her a friend. I wouldn't say we're friends anymore.
No, you're
Don't
not.
read too much into that. Anyway, I think she might be
a
rat. Or like Danielle, my old neighbor. She would be like a rat.
But they're cute.
They're
frogs
cute.
are cute, expressive,
I don't
and
think
organic.
rats mean ugly, though. I think you're taking it wrong. I think rats are they're saying sharp features.
Yeah, I know. It's not really a rat or a frog.
Because you're kind of making them sound like they're
figure.
ugly, and that's not what I'm going for.
No, they're definitely not ugly, but I just don't like a rat. I like the frog.
I just don't want to be a rat.
I don't want to be a rat. It just sounds ratty.
Who's not the girly girl now?
All right, guys, are you team rat or team frog? Drop us a comment or DM us and let us know.
Sarah, you're killing me. I love it.
How long have we been on air since you're the boss and I don't see that?
Well, 46 minutes. We might have one episode. Should we stop for a few?
Well, no, I have one more thing to talk about, and then we can hang up.
Okay.
So, Toledo trivia. Do you know your city? Now, I'm not going to give you much time to really answer, so I'll pause for a second. But what is the oldest?
I am fucking dying right now. Like, for real. I looked down at my phone, and it said I was calling 911.
Oh, no.
Hello? No, everything definitely is okay. I really do not know how I did it. I'm so sorry. I need nothing. I am so sorry. All right. Thank you. You too. Bye. Oh my God. Only me. This is seriously why we have a podcast. Like,
you accidentally called 911.
I did. I swear on my freaking life. And I see online where I'm like, that can't be real. Like, that didn't really happen. They set that up. That was not a.
How long were they listening to us talk on our podcast, and what were we saying?
12 seconds. I have no idea. I looked down and I saw it said 911, and I've not even touched the phone. I must have accidentally brushed it with my arm or something. I really have no.
And did we say it on the thing? And we didn't say that, because if you say call 9-1-1, I can dash it. It won't call. I cannot believe you just accidentally called 911.
That is so embarrassing.
We're not cutting that out, just so you know. But
that's
this
reminds me of the time that I overdosed myself on gummy. And I'm like, that? I make such dumb decisions. Anyway.
Did you know a cop stole the evidence once and his wife made brownies? And you can Google this. There's a video. And they got high and paranoid, and they called the police and said that they thought they were overdosing because they got high on marijuana.
You guys, that was so me. Like, when it happened, I had somehow convinced myself that everyone in the house was trying to murder me.
Oh my gosh.
Conspiracy. It was a problem. I think Ron had to ask everybody to leave. It was a whole thing. Like, if you were part of that, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about gummies, and I'm stupid. And my friend was like, here, you can just take them all because you do this all the time. I was like, yeah, okay. And by the way, not like that much. And I didn't know the amount. I'm
By
like
the way,
special.
on my honeymoon, Brian tried to call the medics, and then they're like, well, you have to come down here, but it would have been so much money. He didn't realize. I told him the next day that's what probably happened, but he probably had like 7 espresso martinis. And I was like, those are full of caffeine. Because when we went to go to bed, he's like, my heart is racing. I
Oh
think I'm
my
having a
God.
heart attack. And I was like, not knowing. And he was all freaking out. And it had to have been the caffeine and the espresso martinis, because those things were like straight strong. So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. And I kept trying to say, you're just having a panic attack. I didn't think about all the caffeine he drank. And he don't drink caffeine like that. So yeah, funny story.
That is
Um,
crazy. I'm a little paranoid. I just heard a noise and I'm like, what if she
do
sent
you think they're going to come check on you?
check up me because I'm an idiot?
So let me tell my trivia so we can stay on the line just in case they do. And I'll keep talking if you have to go talk to the police. And I'll vouch for you that we're doing a podcast, and maybe we
You'll
can
vouch for me like the Facebook group we're going to make. Vouch.
maybe we can interview them. So anyway, what's the oldest building in Toledo?
Oh my God, this is so bad because you just told me this when we were doing a
Yeah.
test and I forgot.
So the oldest building, there's 2 mentioned, is the Oliver House.
Oh yeah.
It's constructed in,
And the Libby.
yes, Edward D. Libby House, which is at
That's so
2008 Scottwood, and the estimated value is showing $800,000. Back to the Oliver House, it was constructed in 1859. It is one of Toledo's oldest surviving buildings, designed by an architect, Isaiah Rogers, just in case you know him. Probably not, because that was a long time ago. But it was a hotel. So yeah, and it's listed on the National Register of Historic Places. That's something else we learned, Jessica, at our podcast with Gina. Gina mentioned how you can take these tours, the haunted tour of Toledo, which I think we should do.
And that is like an app and you just drive around. It tells you where to go and where to
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
I've done that. And one
yeah.
of the stops is this old building that was shut down and there's tons of homeless people and they're driving around and they're just lounging in their cars. And I'm like, oh my God, why is this on the stop list? Like someone is going to die. That's my tidbit and my little tip and trick. Don't stop there.
So we can go see the haunted ghost because we learned that there's ghosts in the Collingwood Art Center. And that's by Scottwood Avenue, which is where the Libby House was. They were awesome people, actually. I learned a lot about them from the art, what's that art museum place? Because they donated a lot of their art there. They were rich. We had our first glass side. We're actually pretty cool if you look up our history.
No, a lot of cool history for sure.
In the Nasby building, which was Madison and Huron Street, was a prominent area of Toledo skyline for decades. But they demolished that in 1974. So, and it was considered a significant historical landmark. Yeah, that's all I got for you, Jessica.
You know what I am going to say, though? What if someone was in here trying to kidnap me? They called me back and said, I got to hang up call. And then I said, no, I'm fine. And then they don't come out and check on me and then I'm really dead the next day.
Do we want to do another episode just to be on the phone with you?
I'm thinking like how fucked up that would be.
Oh, Melissa Durfee counted on my cat, what they get their cats, animals for Christmas. And she said she's getting her cat an empty box and he is going to love it.
That is true. It's just like children. Yeah.
Oh, my cat's getting boxed. Well, Biscuit mostly likes getting boxes. But yeah, I think that is it for now.
All right. Well, Sarah, I'll let you know how it goes with my police investigation.
Yes. Let me know you're alive later. I'll check on you anyways. But yes, thank you for listening to us. Keep listening. You'll hear us every Tuesday. We'll be releasing. So keep us on your mind.
Bye-bye.
Signing off. You called me.
Yeah, but just how we have had so many coincidences. And you're like, oh my God, I've had so much deja vu lately. And
Yeah.
then you're talking to me about catfishing and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I love Neve. And all of a sudden, like on my real job, there was someone named Neve Cat.
We should
What?
be the catfish people.
So there's that. And then what was the other ironic thing? You were talking about like that Australian war where it was like human against emu.
Emus. The emus, right?
Yeah. And
The people lost the war. But yeah, that is. And what else was there?
There was one other weird history thing, and you had said it, and I said, yeah, I know. Like, we already talked about it. And you're like, no, we didn't.
It could be just great minds think alike.
It very well could be, but it's been very, very strange. So I don't like all those coincidences. So
they could be good though. Not calling 911, that's not a coincidence, but that is very weird.
It is.